Okay, so it's time to do a little walk around of the new tractor. So this is the 5320 SE. So the prior model was a 5310, and there isn't a whole lot of difference between them. I think they changed the hood a little bit. And then this front grill, this is plastic. This is metal, but this is plastic. The front of that's plastic. And of course, you got your quote-unquote brush guard. Most people will say that that's inadequate for actual brush guarding. There might be a modification for that later. It does come with this bucket level indicator. If you remember my CS, I did a video on putting one onto that. It does have a removable loader. It's got these little legs that drop down, and you pull this pin here, unhook your hydraulics. So here's my third function kit, where it hooks up, and these hoses come up and follow the factory hoses down, and then end up down here. So I like that placement when I had the grapple on. It seems to be working pretty good. One thing that I will probably change down here, this cover, I don't like the bottom being exposed, so I might take that cover off, turn these hoses upward, and then put the cover back on so the plate is on the bottom side and it's open on the top. Actually, the mechanic was the guy who delivered for me when he brought this, and he said he went back and forth on that, and I said, yeah, I would have just soon had it covered on the bottom so these hoses aren't hanging down like that. So that'll be something I'll do later. It does have mirrors. It has headlights in the front. They're halogens. The mechanic said if I do a lot of work at night, I might want to upgrade to LEDs. We'll talk about this when we get inside, but the loader joystick's a little bit different. So on the back here, it's a category 1 3-point. Does have a nice big drawbar, and it has standard. It has one set of rear remotes. Okay, and it only has a PTO in the rear. There is a kit where you can put on the mid-mount PTO if you wanted to run like a blower on it or something like that, but I don't. Those things are spendy. I don't know how much I would use it. So standard, these do not come with a rear wiper like the CK models do. There is a kit where you can add that, and that has rear work lights also. And then this was handy when I was hooking up my ballast box, but there's a little lever right here, and what that does is raises and lowers your 3-point arms. So that's pretty handy. I'm surprised at how low this thing will actually drop down. I think it actually drops lower than the CS did. I mean, those arms almost, when I was hooking this quick hitch on, I almost had those on the ground. I could almost put them all the way to the ground. So this might be nice for unhooking different implements, or the ballast box for that matter. So I have a little cart that I set this on when not in use, so I can roll it around in the garage, because that thing is heavy. Okay, so This is the standard bucket that comes with it. It's a 6-foot bucket, 72 inches. There's these deals on the side, supposed to stiffen the side, I think. I didn't get a cutting edge with it this time. I'll probably get one at some point in time. Alright, so on the inside, my wife gave me crap. She says, oh, you got it dirty in there already. But pretty standard cab. So the brakes are on the left side, and then your hydraulic forward and reverse are on the right side. The loader joysticks right up here close, and then they come standard with this, with the buttons for a third function already built in. So you don't have to change joysticks if you get a third function like you used to have to do. And then there's a button on the side here, which I haven't tried this yet, but we might do that here in a minute when I start it up. But this is supposed to take you up in RPMs just by pressing that. So say you get a bucket, scoop it up, you want to lift it up, you just tap that and it will increase the RPMs right away. All the way up, I think. 3-range hydrostatic transmission. So you got a low, medium, and then you go over and back, and that's your high. This is your 4-wheel drive in and out. This is where you lock your rear differential. This is the little knob that controls how quickly your 3-point goes down. This is the adjuster for how much tension your seat has on it. So for me, every time I think about it, I'm just cranking it up a little bit more because I'm a hefty boy. This blue lever is for your tilt. So you pull that up and then you can tilt. Change your steering wheel tilt, and then press it back down to lock it. This is your parking brake. So you push that in and pull it down when you have those pushed in, and that locks your parking brake on. I'll climb up in here. We'll show some things on this side. So right here is my rear remote control, and then this is your 3-point height adjustment. All right, then PTO engagement, just like the CS. You just push it in and turn, and then that engages it. You press it and it'll disengage. Wipers for the front, you push it beyond, it runs the washer fluid. Your work lights, rear defrost, which this has rear defrost, that's pretty nice. Up here we got speakers. Right here you can either get fresh air or recirc. There's the light for in here. Your HVAC, AC heat, and defrost or whatever, and then more speakers over here. So there is not a radio built in. You can get one put in, but I did not opt for that because you can hit auxiliary here, plug your phone in, and just play right off of your phone through the auxiliary port. And then there's a USB for charging, and of course your standard cigarette lighter, 12 volt, 120 watt plug-in. So of course there's mirrors on each side, and a sun visor, which is kind of handy, I guess. So we'll start this up. One thing I do like about this is the key is over on this side, not over here where you hit it with your knee. Oh, some air moving. This purr is really nice. So, of course, here's the throttle. And in order to start this, you have to be in neutral, you have to be on the seat, and either the parking brake has to be put on or you have to press on the brake. So, basically you have to be sitting in the tractor in order to start it. Now, if it's in neutral and the parking brake is set, you can get out and it will continue to run. If it's in gear or the parking brake's not on, about the time you get out the door, it shuts off the motor. It doesn't shut off all the air and everything. I'll turn that air fan down a little bit so you can kind of hear it. So you're going to find out with me here right now. We'll let her warm up a little bit, but your joysticks and controls are exactly like they are on any other tractor like this, the kind of tractor. Pull back, that lifts up the main arms. Pull to the right, that will curl back, and then push forward, the arms go down, push to the right, and then you dump the front. And then of course your third functions, I believe this one's set up so the right one's open and the left one is closed. Mess with the grapple, well, it came with the grapple on it, so I did mess with it a little bit. On the CS I had a top and a bottom like this, so my top was open and the bottom was closed, so this made sense, right? So I'll have to get used to left and right as far as what is what, but it's its own circuit. It isn't stealing off of like your left and right circuit like some are set up to do, where it just bypasses it for that particular function. You push a single button and then you left or right, it becomes open and closed. So that is nice, and that is my preference. So we'll let it warm up here a little bit, and then we'll press this button. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got a little temp on it now. We'll press this button together. Nothing happens. So I'm pretty sure you have to get a separate kit in order for that to work. But what I think that's supposed to do is take you up to a certain RPM. I'm not sure what that RPM is. If it's, you know, up to your 2600 or 2000 or whatever. I assume that would be 2600 where your 540 RPMs for the PTO is, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. That's just what I'm guessing. But like I said, if you want that function, talk to your dealer, make sure you get it. It's not something I was really concerned about, but in my research, that's what I had learned it was supposed to do. So, just so you know, if you want that, talk to your dealer about making sure you get that kit. I don't even know if it's available yet. These are new this year, so might not even be out yet, who knows. But I think it was listed on their website as optional equipment. So, but yeah, she purrs really nice. Step out here and you guys can hear it from the outside. That's at idle. That's where the muffler comes out. hood, you have to swing that forward. And you pull this little pin down here. And lift it up. And you got your air cleaner, your GPS filter on top there. All your coolers up front. Shows the coolant level here. Your dipstick is in a really terrible spot right here. It's not ideal where all the hoses are. And of course, on the back here, this is your dipstick for the hydraulic fluid here. It has a little vent on top too. But yeah, and washer fluid here. So hopefully that gives everybody kind of an idea of what it looks like all around. I got some work to do, so until next time, be safe, brothers and sisters.